In a recent video, I asked you a very important question. Are you using YouTube or is YouTube using you? Based on the feedback in the comments, it appears that quite a few of you feel like YouTube is using you. What I mean by that is that you're putting all this time, energy, and effort into creating content, but you aren't really seeing much of a return or a reward from that work. So I've been using YouTube for my business and to attract and magnetize ideal clients even when I'm not working for a very long time. I created a very specific strategy that turns viewers into ideal clients for your business. And I've taught thousands of people all over the world in 47 different countries this same strategy. And I thought it'd be really helpful and valuable to break down exactly how I used this strategy and specifically how it generated $178,000 in revenue in just 5 days from one YouTube video recently. And like I said, this isn't just theory. This is what I have been implementing for myself and my clients for years. Like Chelsea, an oil painter who has scaled her online course business to multiple 6 figures using YouTube. Katie Woodley, a veterinarian who's generated leads and clients on autopilot from her channel for years now. And most recently, Denver, who turned 400 subscribers into $155,000 in revenue in just 5.5 weeks and has a booked solid calendar of high quality leads. But how? How do you do it? First, it's really important to understand how YouTube works as a business owner. You are either going to be working for the algorithm to give you views, subscribers, and likes, or you are going to work the algorithm to put you in front of ideal clients all day long. So how do you do that? Well, first we need to understand the 4 key pillars of cracking the code on YouTube. If you're serious about monetizing your expertise, this is what we do. And like I said, we've helped thousands of people do this to date. And I put together a free ebook with the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. Comment below with ebook and we will comment and respond back with the link to download it for free. This is the strategy that I created and have implemented with my clients. So it breaks down to the code method. It starts with content, which means you're creating content that is highly relevant to your ideal client. Not for everyone, only for your ideal client, which will make sense in just a second. From there, you optimize. So you ensure before you even create the content, you know how to optimize every single aspect of your content for YouTube so that it is seen inside the algorithm by more of your ideal clients. From there, you develop the content, which means that you are going into writing, filming, and editing the video for high performance, high retention, and a high click-through rate. And from there, a really important factor that is often overlooked is called expand. And this is where you distribute your video once it's uploaded to YouTube onto other platforms so that you are expanding your reach outside of just YouTube to a relevant audience elsewhere that sends positive signal to the algorithm that you are being seen and your content is being seen and consumed by your ideal client, which helps the algorithm understand who to show your content to. And the magic of this is once you understand that process and every detail within it, then you are set up for triggering the algorithm, having the algorithm work for you, having YouTube work for you with what we call and coin the YouTube flywheel. So it starts with making sure you know your ideal client inside and out and making relevant content for that client and viewer. From there, what happens is the algorithm then categorizes your channel to be the authority on that topic, whether you have a big or a small audience. It knows that you are trying to reach that specific viewer, so it starts to help you using its internal traffic sources to reach more of that ideal client and viewer. This brings me to the concept of low views and high conversion. So I'm gonna walk you through the 3 different categories of audiences on YouTube for any channel when you're using this as a business and how you want to leverage your content to reach each of those categories. And it will perfectly depict why lower views can equal more clients and more sales for your business. So to better understand, cold leads are newer to why they would need help at all, and they're just window shopping right now. Beginner and broad style content appeals most to them, and the purpose of cold content tends to be more brand awareness than actually generating clients. Warm tends to be someone who has done a bit of research and is looking for help but lacks any urgency. Slightly more advanced content appeals best to them. Hot leads tend to be right at the point point of pain and urgency where they're eager to invest in a solution. So hyper-targeted content that appeals to exactly the pain point and the urgency that they have when they're ready to invest works best and converts incredibly well. Turning your hottest content and your most specific content with most likely the lowest views into the content that will generate the most ideal clients and convert into the most clients. And I did mention this in my last video, and it's really important to understand that you have to. The bare bones foundation of leveraging YouTube for a business is you have to pair your content with a call to action. Now, this gets a little bit nuanced when you understand there are 3 different categories of audiences. Cold, you would want to send to a lead magnet, ebook, PDF, something that's easy to consume. Warm, you would want to send something that's a little bit more of an investment of their time so that they can watch a webinar or a video sales letter and truly become educated on why they need the solution you have to offer. And hot, you would send directly to your conversion site, whether that is to purchase on a sales page or to book a call on your calendar to apply for your program. Now, this is important. If you don't have a webinar, a VSL, an ebook, a guide, a PDF, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be creating content on YouTube, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a call to action. Simply put, when you're in that place and you don't have those assets, you just want to send people directly to purchase. What this will do, regardless of the type of content you're creating, is it's probably going to generate way more volume for you in terms of buyers or potential clients. It just may mean that you're dealing with a little bit of lower quality or more fluctuations in quality because you're not sending people through a webinar, a VSL, a guide to educate them before they book that call or before they purchase. But if your goal is volume of sales, then just send people directly to purchase for now. And now, seeing visually what these audiences look like, it's important to note that when you do make colder content or warmer content, you are just lengthening and extending the sales cycle. So it will take longer to take someone from viewer of your content to potential client, which is why I encourage, especially when you're in the new stages of your business, to make hot, hyper-targeted content for your ideal client, because that way you are going to attract the eyeballs of people who are really ready to invest, and you're going to be able to get your first clients in the door, gather social proof and results, and then scale from there. So when it comes to your content and choosing a call to action, the best way to do so is to really bring it back to your business goals and where your business is at currently. If you're looking for volume, like I said, send people direct to the purchase or to apply to get on a call with you or a team member. If you have really solid lead flow, then you don't necessarily have to do that. You can make your call to action a little further back in the sales cycle. So for example, the video that I mentioned that generated $178,000 in 5 days in our business, no launch, completely organically, just another week in our business, we sent people to a lead magnet. And the reason is that our calendar tends to be fairly full and we have really solid lead flow. Therefore, it's more beneficial for us to send people to a lead magnet to educate them before they are able to then book a call. So add a little bit of friction, increase call quality, but decrease call volume. So the process of taking those viewers on that video to a client looked like this: YouTube video to relevant lead magnet, to email sequence, to invitation to apply and book a call, to speaking with a member of our team to discern whether or not we are the right fit. And that will either turn into that person becoming a client or not. We are very discerning with the folks that we do invite into our program. So we always require that we speak to people on a call before we actually invite them into our program. So it's really interesting to see how those numbers break down based on the call to action that we provided. So you can see that earlier in the week, we had slightly lower numbers. So Monday, 16,800, Tuesday, 25,800, and Wednesday, 16,800. And then on Thursday, 2 days after the release of the YouTube video and providing the call to action to the lead magnet, so that means people are now getting the email sequence to encourage them to book a call with us, we see a big spike of clients. And the same thing happens on Friday. And what you'll notice is that video didn't have a huge number of views. It actually performed pretty average for my channel, but the views it did get were super high quality and very targeted ideal clients, because this is a specific topic and pain point and obstacle that our potential clients deal with, which also meant that when folks were watching this video, they were paying very close attention. And that led to a really solid retention rate on the video, which means when somebody clicks on your video, how long are they actually watching, which is, for me, the most important metric you need to be monitoring on your YouTube channel. This is why views aren't the best metric to measure as a business owner using YouTube. The two most important metrics to measure are, like I said, retention, ideally above 40%, and your CTR should ideally sit between 4 to 10% or above. But here's what you need to watch out for. If you get a super high CTR, it can lead to low retention, because if you get a very high CTR from people who aren't actually invested in that topic, it's more of a broad, cold audience, it's actually going to bring in the wrong viewers, so it will kill your retention on that video, and then it will kill the performance of that video, because ultimately what YouTube is looking for is, yes, they want to see a high CTR, but if people aren't watching the content, then it's not doing YouTube any favors either. They're not generating a ton of revenue from that video in terms of ad revenue. And so therefore, it's not going to be something that they're going to ultimately push. So retention is the number one factor and metric for success and to be seen by more of your ideal clients and viewers and have the algorithm work for you above anything else. And the final piece that I always look at is qualitative feedback, which means, are you getting comments on your videos? And what are those comments saying? Is it a one-word response, or are people really putting thought into their comments? If they're putting thought into their comments, you're getting a sentence to 3 to 4. That means those folks that are watching are really targeted and they're very, very invested in what you do and getting the solution that you provide, which is a great sign for your channel and your business. And that is why it's so important, as I mentioned, to create only relevant content for your ideal client. Because if we reach an audience, like I said, that isn't really interested in what you do and what you're talking about, ultimately it's just gonna send negative signals to the algorithm, it's gonna confuse the algorithm, and your content is not going to be able to perform or sustain long term. So a small targeted audience is much more valuable than a broad, viral, big audience. And this brings me to a concept I call dollar per view. So with the numbers, if I look at that video, it generated $178,200 with 7,300 views, which means that each view was worth $24. Now, if you compare and contrast that to these numbers, let's say you make $3,000 for 100,000 views. That equals 3 cents per view. Do you know where that equation comes from? That equation comes from the average amount that a YouTuber is making strictly from monetizing through AdSense on YouTube. So that really paints a clear picture of, you can either leave it up to the algorithm and to monetizing through AdSense, or you can take back control as a business owner and use YouTube for your business. If you're serious about monetizing your expertise and becoming the authority in your industry, this is what we do. I put together a free ebook with the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. Just comment ebook below this video and we will reply with the link to download it for free. So a big key takeaway here is that the higher your dollar per view is, the more targeted your viewers are. And that's a really good indication for your business, because it means that you're making content that's resonating with your most ideal client, which will then convert into more clients for your business. So more views is not necessarily the goal. Targeted views is the goal. That's why it's important to understand, as a business owner, you are not on this platform to entertain and serve everybody. You are here to provide value and serve the folks who need you most and are most targeted for what you have to offer. And that's why we always go back to the 3 phases of really being able to leverage a platform like YouTube and to be able to grow an online education business, which is what we support people in doing. It starts with mastering what you do and then having a unique method that you can teach other people based on your expertise, and from there being able to mentor people at scale and be able to serve and impact folks all over the world through your online education business, which also provides you with incredible unfair advantage. There are so many content creators on YouTube and so much information on this platform, but as a true authority and a master of what you do, you can leverage your credibility and social proof and client results in your content to build a lot of trust, because people want to find someone they can actually trust online. I know, because it's a wild world here. And the more social proof, the more credibility you can share in your content, the more positions you as that go-to, trustworthy, #1 authority in your space. So it's important to remember that every video you post on this platform can turn into its own evergreen sales machine and will continue to work for you to generate leads and clients on autopilot every single day when you're not working. And the #1 reason for that is because this is a search platform. So your clients are out there with problems, challenges, frustrations, and they are typing into the search bar looking for solutions to those problems and looking for content that's relevant to them, that's helpful to them. And by not showing up and not creating content that's relevant to them, you're being missed by the people who need you the most. So it really is about about quality versus quantity. And when I say quality, I don't mean you have to have highly produced videos by any means. A lot of our clients just film with a webcam in their room. But when I say quality, I mean highly valuable content for your ideal client that makes a difference to them and makes an impact on them. That turns into lifelong, loyal clients. That is why aligned growth trumps viral growth every day, especially as a business. Because if you try and grow on a viral scale and reach everybody with your channel, you are ultimately going to create chaos and not reach anybody. When you try to reach everyone, you reach no one. So again, bring it back to the flywheel concept. It starts with that ideal viewer and making relevant content for that viewer. From there, the algorithm then learns your channel and what category they want to put you in, and it starts using its internal traffic sources like browse, suggested, search to position you in front of more of those ideal viewers and clients without you having to do any more work. And that's when the flywheel really starts to work for you and the magic of YouTube really becomes unlocked. So don't forget, if you're serious about this, be sure to grab my ebook with the 10 steps to scale your skill set and 10x your impact without trading time for money. I call it our bulletproof business plan. You can comment ebook below and we will send you the link to download it right now, or you can go to the link in the description and download it for free right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.